Hi guys, this is Naomi with Paradigm Shift Tarot, and this is your Venus retrograde in Gemini reading. And I thought I would talk a little bit about what that means. So Venus rules over beauty and luxury and money and romance, right? And when in retrograde, a planet takes on what appears to be backwards motion. It goes from its eastward course and changes to a westward course. Of course, now we know that that's actually an illusion caused by Earth's motion. And illusion is actually the theme for this entire conversation, okay? However, during this time, there are very real non-illusory things that happen. And actually, before we get into those, I just want to say that Venus in retrograde doesn't actually begin until the end of the 12th, so more like the 13th. So make sure to pay extra special attention to people and things, situations that enter your life right now, because that's really going to set the stage for this whole retrograde. And things that require or are going to require extra evaluation are really going to start popping up right now. So right now we're in pre-shadow until the 12th. And during this time, you've probably already been feeling sort of those starting effects. And usually the themes for the retrograde that are going to make themselves apparent during this time start to pop up right now. The last time that Venus was in retrograde in Gemini was 2012. So ask yourself, what was going on in your life regarding money and partnerships, romance during that time? And it can be kind of fun to go back on social media. If you journal, go back and see what was going on during that time, because patterns tend to repeat themselves. So even if the players have changed, the people have changed, situations have changed. There might be some real similar patterns that happen again this time around. So keep an eye out for that. Sometimes that can be kind of fun. And if you don't journal, now is a great time to start. So, the next retrograde, you can look back on this time and see if there are any similarities. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. So Gemini. Gemini tends to add this shady salesman vibe to the retrograde. And no offense to Gemini. I love you guys. Okay. But what that means is there can be some masking of true intentions and motivations with words right now, because Gemini is a really social, communicative sign, and it really understands its world through mental processes. So during the retrograde, there can be a little confusion, all right, a little illusion happening, and maybe sort of a feeling like we don't know the whole truth of a situation, and we might worry that maybe there's some manipulation happening. And during this time, it's very possible that there is. Okay, so be very wary. And to make matters more intense, Venus is actually squaring Neptune, and Neptune is all about illusion and fantasy. So that really just increases those feelings of confusion, right? And it's really going to feel like you have to sort of fight through that illusory fog cast by Neptune in search for the truth. That's kind of how it's going to feel. Kind of like you're just fighting through this this haze. And Gemini is really about searching for truth. So there's going to be a lot of struggle right now, where you're going to be really, wanting answers, and you're going to have to accept that you might not get them right away. Okay. And Gemini also causes some restlessness because it's so communicative. You know, it's such a social sign, and it really requires that communication to really thrive. So with this pandemic and, you know, the quarantine is still very much a part of our reality, that's really just going to amplify those restless feelings that you might be feeling. So I feel like during this time, and with Venus really, you know, amps up those romantic vibes. So it's possible that you could be, I don't know, engaging in flirtatious behavior online, maybe entertaining some people right now with maybe a little bit of a reckless abandon, you know, that recklessness that the retrograde causes. So be really careful, because people might not be who they appear to be, and at the end of the retrograde, you know, those illusions will start to come to an end. And you might see that some of the people that you were engaging with aren't quite who you thought they were. So really treat people with extra caution right now. So my number one biggest piece of advice right now is do not enter into any new relationships, and do not exit any current relationships right now. Basically, don't do anything on a whim, unless, of course, it's toxic. Okay, if you're in a toxic, abusive relationship, that's completely different. I'm not saying you should sit on something like that, but in general, you should just wait it out. Wait for the retrograde to end. Venus in retrograde can kind of cause some disruptions and maybe some blockages in current, you know, partnerships and relationships. So really use this time to utilize Gemini's communication, you know, communicative energies, and really talk things out before they get explosive. Okay. I think that is the best advice I can give you right now. So really restrain yourself from acting impulsively right now. And if you still feel the same way come July, then by all means, you know, take that leap of faith. You know, do whatever it is that you feel, you know, drawn, guided to do. But try to wait it out, okay? If you can, try to wait it out. And also, a theme for Venus retrograde is exes coming back in the picture. So be really careful about rekindling past relationships, okay? Because remember, they're an ex for a reason, and we'll be really apt to view people and situations right now with rose-tinted glasses. So if something feels too good to be true, it usually is, okay? So if you really like someone right now, leave it at that, right? Use this time to really get to know them, and if you still really like them and you're still vibing come July, you know, then, you know, take the leap. But don't get into any commitments right now, because, you know, if they really are who they say they are, and you really do have a real connection, they're still going to be there come July. So use this time to just get to know each other better, okay? So don't hop into anything new. Just really, really restrain yourself. And this also pertains to your finances. So don't make any big investments, okay? Be very careful with that. And Gemini also adds this sort of urge to be frivolous too. So really be careful right now. What you can do, however, during this time is use those creative, artistic energies that are coming in from both Venus and Gemini, and use this as an opportunity to hone a skill or an ability. If there's a book you've been, you know, waiting to write, you know, start that. Take up a new hobby. If you've been kind of in hiatus from some of the things that you like to do, like maybe you like to paint or play an instrument or, you know, something like that, something artsy, and you haven't done that in a while. Now's the time to start that again. And why I said don't do any, you know, make any big financial changes, but now can really be a time to maybe start a business idea. Maybe not put it into practice yet, but really start building a foundational plan. Like, because right now you're going to be super creative, and it's a time to start experimenting and trying new things, and not being afraid to think outside the box, right? It's also a really good time to really make some healthy choices and get into new healthy habits and routines. So start eating better and really treating yourself right. This is really a time of self-care. Getting into, you know, working out again, or yoga or meditation, and really focusing on self-love. That's the best thing you can do during this time. Um, and it's also a time of introspection. So right now is when we really evaluate the masks that we wear. So ask yourself, am I being authentic? Am I being honest with myself right now? Because Gemini has that deceptive air, okay? So maybe it's not just others you're deceiving, maybe yourself. So really evaluate how you operate, okay, as well, because you're going to be having those kind of worries about, you know, are other people manipulating me right now? You know, turn that around. Are you manipulating people right now? I know that's hard for us to do. That's kind of the energy right now, okay? So really take some time to think about yourself and how you can better improve. So around June 2nd, Venus and the Sun will be in conjunction, where the Sun and Venus will cross. And that's going to be an event in which we're going to get some more clarity on things. It's kind of like the clouds will part and the sun will shine on a situation that's been kind of, you know, hidden in shadow. So, you know, if there are any secrets that have been kind of pushed off to the side or hidden, they're going to be revealed during this time. And we're going to really get some clarity. But this doesn't mean that it's a time to take action. Okay. All that means is that it's just an opportunity to get a little insight, to give us some time to come to some conclusions, to better prepare. So Venus will finally go direct the night of June 24th, but more like the 25th. So I usually say around July is green light time, and that gives you a little bit more time to work off those sort of residual retrograde energies. So anything that you've been sitting on, any major decisions you've been holding off on, once July hits, you know, go crazy. That's the time to take your leap of faith if that's what you're wanting to do. So guys, get comfortable with not having all of the answers right now. Okay, that's just the energy. And yeah, so let's get started with your reading, shall we? Okay, thanks. Hi, Scorpio. This is your Venus in retrograde reading. Before we get started, I wanted to bring up that you had 4 guides come in while I was pulling cards, and I wanted to leave you with some key words that these guides represent. Healing, healers, traveling, removing evil energies, death and grief, life review, soul contracts, past lives, Akashic records, forgiveness and mercy, transformation, spiritual alchemy, cleansing lower energies, memory and focus, beauty and wisdom, art and creativity, career success and truth. And then you had two chakras come up here too, and that's the heart chakra and the crown chakra. So if you do any work with chakras, maybe pay extra special attention to those two areas, to the heart and the crown. It's possible that you might have some blockages in those two areas, okay? All right, so let's get started. So I thought because Venus is such a, feminine, um, really brings in those feminine energies, I thought it would be fun to draw a goddess card for you guys, okay? So the goddess that you guys got was Gaia. And Gaia is all about going to extremes to protect what's most precious to her. And this may indicate that you may have to protect something that you've built and created, and that taking extremes will bring you positive results. But she also really weighs the scales, okay? So this tells you to make sure that whatever decisions that you make, weigh the pros and cons first. And that's really what Venus is about as well, this retrograde. So this says, if don't make any decisions on a whim, really weigh things before you hop in and make any big decisions. But you may really have to stand your ground on whatever that is, and really stand in your power here. And this card also indicates that October could be significant for you. So depending on what this reading is about and what that means for you, it's possible that October might be a time in which you're going to either really gain some clarity about a situation, or that a situation might be coming to some kind of resolution, okay? All right. Okay, so some energies that you're going to be dealing with here. You guys got the moon. Okay, already really, really heavy stuff here. The moon is all about shining a light on our shadow side. And the moon also carries a sense of deceit with it, a little bit of deception. And that deception is really in that the moon reflects the sun, right? And the sun is representative of the ego. And this is really the mask that we wear, right? That's the moon is hiding our inner, we really hide behind that mask and hide our inner selves. And I think during this time, you're going to be really called to step away from your ego and really work on anything that you've been really repressing. So emotions, traumas, anything that you haven't wanted to deal with, I think those things are really going to be coming up. And we've also got Pluto in retrograde during this time too. And that's all about breaking down those barriers and transformation. And, we just had this moon in Scorpio too, and that's what your sign is all about as well. And with Scorpio, there's 3 stages to Scorpio. There's that lower stage, which is a scorpion, and then there's this beautiful transformation into the eagle, which is really flying above those lower energies and really working on your awakening. And then of course there's that third stage, that ultimate stage, which is the phoenix, which is, of course, rising from the ashes and true metamorphosis and enlightenment. So depending on where you are at right now, you may be really going through a massive transformation right now, where you are really, shedding the light on your dark aspects and learning to fly above them. One of those key words that I left you with your guides was cleansing lower energies. And I feel like that's really what you guys are going to be focused on. And what's clarifying this moon? You guys got the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is, negative thoughts, okay? Negative thoughts, self-imposed restrictions, and victim mentality. So, in this situation, whatever you're going through right now, moving away from ego and really getting, connected to your higher self, that's never an easy process, okay? The ego fights. It doesn't want to let go. It doesn't want you to get in alignment with your spirit. So you're really going to be, feeling it, okay? And with this card, in my other deck, it's a guy tied up with a blindfold on, surrounded by these swords, okay? But he's choosing to remain blind to the situation. He could free himself if he wanted to, but he doesn't want to face himself. And there's a little bit of that here, right? There's a little bit of not wanting to really face yourself, to face your true self. You guys also got the Seven of Swords, which is all about deceit, okay? And it's a little strategic too. There's some strategic deceit here, which is very representative of ego as well, because ego has a funny way of tricking you into letting it keep control, okay? We get so caught up in our mental chatter that we start to believe that we are our thoughts. We start to believe that the thoughts are who we are. We've created this whole character, this mask that we've made, this personality we've created. We believe that that's who we are. And we're afraid that if we take off our mask that we won't know who we are anymore. And there's a lot of fear there, and ego really plays on your fear. It wants you to be afraid. It wants you to be afraid of your power. It wants you to be afraid of your spirit, okay? It doesn't want you to get into alignment. And so I feel like, you're in a way going to be deceiving yourself. And because you got the moon and there's a little bit of deceit there, right? A little bit of deceit there. So it's possible that, you're going to be really fighting with yourself during this time. Fighting to face those things that maybe you've been repressing and you haven't wanted to deal with. And this is a call to really finally step up and work on those things, okay? And it's possible that this light that is, shining down on, our dark side is because you've been deceived. Whether you've been deceiving yourself in a situation, or you were deceived by another, or another situation that came up, maybe, there's some deceit there that really shook you to your core, because you also got, this, the Eight of Swords energy. And you're feeling a little victimized right now. You're feeling a little restricted, like you're stuck in a situation and having a hard time seeing a positive outcome. And with Venus in retrograde, there is really going to be that feeling of illusion. If you watched my intro, that not having all the answers and maybe feeling manipulated. And maybe that's what you're feeling right now. Maybe you're feeling a little manipulated by a specific, a specific situation or a person. And it's really bringing you to this place of, it's really time to see things as they are, because the moon is really about illusionment as well. And I feel like you guys are really going through some serious disillusionment, and whether that's with yourself or a situation or a person, I don't know, but it's definitely given some victim vibes here, and there's a real call here to take that mask off, okay? Take that mask off and really face yourself. Okay. Hi guys, sorry if there was like a little pause there. I had to stop the recording and ask my family to be a little quieter. They were a little bit distracting, and I didn't want that to show up on the reading. Okay, so let's pick up where we left off. So you guys got the Page of Pentacles, okay? This is typically an offer coming in of a material offer, okay? This is really grounded, earthy energy. It represents our material success. This could be really a financial opportunity, a new job coming in, some kind of offer that's really going to improve your stability. And that's coming with this Ace of Pentacles, which is really beautiful. So this is major abundance, guys, and manifestation. This can also represent a new career or a new opportunity. So something's coming in here for you guys majorly in a big way, and you've manifested it, okay? You've brought this into you. And I feel like that's really because you're doing some serious work. You're moving away from those lower scorpionic energies and really transforming into that eagle or that phoenix during this time. You're taking that mask off. You're taking that blindfold off and really facing yourself. And the universe is going to match that energy, okay? So whatever you're working on, every positive change that you make, you're going to be matched. And there's some real reciprocity here. You're gonna get what you're giving, and the universe is really coming in with a major opportunity that's going to match where you are right now. So this is really beautiful. And you got the Three of Wands with this as well. And the Three of Wands, this is progress and expansion. This is foresight, preparing for obstacles and looking into the future and making big plans for yourself, big future plans. This can also be like overseas opportunities. So there's a little bit of travel involved here, which I think is interesting because one of the key words I left you with earlier from your guides was travel. So maybe whatever new job opportunities coming in, maybe it'll require you to do some traveling. Maybe you'll have to travel, maybe you'll have to move to take the job opportunity. Whatever that is, this is major stuff here, major future stuff here. And it's coming in a big way. Like, it's coming in here because you've brought this to you. You've put in the work and it is coming in. The universe is answering your call, okay? That's really beautiful. And then you guys got the Three of Swords. Oh, man, okay. So this is major heartbreak, you guys. Emotional pain, loss, grief. And, and over here, you guys got some seriously heavy cards. This victim energy and deceit and betrayal. And then we've got this heartbreak here that you might be dealing with. And I don't know if this is something you've already dealt with. Maybe it's something you're going to be going through during this retrograde. I'm not sure, but this is pretty heavy stuff, guys. You guys are going to be really, really you're going to be really in your emotions during this time with this moon too, right? You're going to be really standing in your emotions and you need to let yourself feel it. So if you're trying to repress anything and not deal with something, this is a call to really face those things. Don't shove them down. It's time to stand in that and let yourself feel, because that's what ego does. Ego wants to control. We want to control our emotions, right? We don't want to let them take us over. And so we shove them down. And I feel like you're at the point where you're not going to be able to do that for much longer. It's really going to be time to be in that space and really feel, okay? Because there's some major pain happening here. And you got the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, this is like, oh man, this is a decision, okay? This is like, you looking forward to your future and making some big plans, okay? And this is progress as well. And I think that's really cool because, you got this card as well, right? You got the Two and the Three of Wands. And this is all about looking towards the future, towards a new beginning for yourself. Like, you're ready to move towards that. And that's really what this card is about as well. And this is also about standing in your power. All right. So in my other deck, it's a guy, holding a crystal ball. And that crystal ball is his higher self, okay? That crystal ball is his intuition. And he's got these two wands in front of him, which are two decisions that he has to make. But he's got his hand on one of the wands. He's holding it really firmly. But he still believes he has a decision that he has to make, but he really doesn't. He already knows the answer. He already knows what he's got to do. He already knows what's right for him and what's best for his future. He just needs to listen to his intuition, okay? So I feel like whatever heartbreak you're going through, this is for the best. Like, this is meant to be here. Whatever pain you've gone through, it's happened for a reason to get you to this point, to get you towards a bigger, brighter future, towards this real metamorphosis that you're going through, okay? And that's really exciting and beautiful, and it hurts. Yeah, you're standing in this victim energy, right? You're really standing in your emotions right now. You're really feeling that pain and betrayal. But this is for a reason, guys. This is to get you to a better place. Like, this happened for a reason, and it may not feel like it right now, but it really did. You also got the King of Cups, which I think is really interesting. And of course, this is water energy, so this could be you. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. He is really in control of his emotions. Okay, the King of Cups is really balanced and really in touch with himself and really in tune. Um, but with water signs, especially water signs and their masculine energy, they can get really, because they feel so much, they have a real way of hiding that, of pushing it down, and not being really upfront about how they feel. They can really hide. And with Pisces, for instance, Pisces, run away. The fish, they swim away. They get uncomfortable in a situation emotionally, they swim away. Um, you know, Cancers, hide in their shell. They get uncomfortable, they hide, and they put up those walls and those barriers. And then there's the Scorpio, and with the stinger, they can really lash out and to protect themselves, because there's fear in being vulnerable here. So I feel like there's this real desire to, you're really being called here to get in touch with your emotions. That is all over this reading. Okay, this is really time to stand in your feelings. Whatever you've gone through has been really painful, and maybe that's something you're going to be going through. Maybe you're going to be going through a major heartbreak during this time. Maybe you're walking away from a situation that hasn't been serving you, and it's time to really, really stand in your emotions and feel and know what's best for you. You really do already. You have a major decision to make. This heartbreak has brought on this opportunity, okay, and to shed some light on some real clarity on a situation. And you've got this opportunity coming in for your abundance and to better your future. And you got to trust your intuition on this. When it comes in, you have to trust it. Okay, it's time. Like, it's time to move away from these lesser energies. And one of those things is, again, really standing your emotions and letting yourself feel, not controlling that experience. It's really easy to want to control and resist. And this is really saying to let go of that control. We don't need to be lashing out. We need to let ourselves feel. Okay. You also got the Ace of Wands. Wow. This is all about new beginnings, major manifestation, creativity, passion. Again, with this manifestation, right? Like, you guys have gone through a lot to get here, and things are really going to start lining up for you. And the universe is putting things in your path right now. You've gone through some major pain, and you've got some things coming in that are meant for you, but you might be having to walk away from things that aren't meant for you. And sometimes it's really hard to accept that, especially in the form of people, right? Sometimes when we get in relationships, it's really hard to accept that maybe that person isn't the person for you. And walking away is for the best for both of you. And I'm not saying that's what's going on, but whatever situations arise, this is really for your higher good here. You are bringing in a bigger, better, brighter future, a new start, a new beginning, and it is absolutely meant for you. This opportunity coming in, like, this is for you. Take it. Because this heartbreak and this pain, this deceit and betrayal that you've been dealing with, this was all to get you to this new beginning that's coming in here. And you guys also, all right, got Judgment. And Judgment is really about healing, okay? Making a judgment call in a situation. Like, if you're gonna be walking away from something, a situation, a person that's not good for you, that's not serving you, this is that sign that you need, that, yeah, it's time to do that. Okay. This is also about awakening. and oh, you know, becoming more aware of your spirit and aligning with yourself and really coming into this beautiful place after having gone through this Three of Swords, whether you're going through it now or what, but this decision you're making, you've got to trust that, you've got to trust your intuition here and know that it's for your higher good in a big way, because you've manifested it. It's time to heal from this pain that you've been going through and listen to your inner self here, okay? All right. Okay, so then you guys got the King of Wands, okay? And this is your energy that came up here. The King of Wands, this is really exciting during this Venus retrograde, because Venus really brings in that creativity and passion, and that's what the King of Wands is all about, okay? He's really creative and passionate. He's action oriented, and he makes things happen, you know. He doesn't wait on them. He moves forward, and you know where you stand with this guy. He's really standing in his power, and yeah, he's super creative and attractive, and he's really, you know, he's a manifester, right? He's holding that Ace of Wands. He's bringing good things to himself, and it's time to get into this space, okay? So if you've been really, you know, it's time to feel those emotions and then channel those emotions into this creativity. You know, it's time to think outside the box and really see how this pain that you've gone through is really to manifest you, right? You are going through a major metamorphosis, and you are becoming this fiery, passionate king, and you're bringing in this major opportunity to you. Okay, this is pretty powerful. And what's defining this king here is this Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is, gosh, disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, a little bit of escapism. So again, we're faced with that, right? So there's an element of not wanting to deal with that pain. And maybe we've been sitting in our pain for too long. Maybe that's what this is with this King of Cups. Maybe he's been sitting in his emotions too long. And it's time to move out of that and really channel those emotions into something new. And it's time to get out of this disappointment and this feeling of betrayal and this victimization, and quit trying to escape, right? Again, it's really time to face yourself here and take that mask off and take that blindfold off. And then you've got the Knight of Wands. So, you know, the Knight of Wands, he's really, really coming in with a lot of passion and sometimes a little bit of impulse, right? You know, he's really fired up. uh, he's inspired and adventurous, and he's got a lot of energy, and I feel like whatever pain you've gone through, like you're moving away from that King of Cups, you know, standing too long in your emotions, maybe standing too long in those feelings of victimization, and you're, you know, it's time to move away from this, right? This disappointment. You know, I feel like you're going through this period where you're not going to be standing in that pain any longer. And I think you're sick of it, right? And you're ready to make major changes for yourself. And that is coming in, right? That's coming in a big way. The universe is going to match that. It sees your passion to do that. Okay? It sees your passion to move into this place where you're ready for new beginnings here. You're ready for a new start, and that's really, really beautiful. And then you got the Six of Cups. Ooh, this is revisiting the past, childhood memories, innocence, joy, past life situation. And I'm saying that because those are one of the keywords you got with the guides that I that came in earlier was past life energy. So maybe whatever's going on in this Venus retrograde, maybe you're going to be having someone come in, whether that's a friendship, whether that's a romance, I don't know what, that's really going to shake you up. Okay, that there could be a little bit of a, past life soul contract coming in here, or maybe it's something that you're going to be resolving. Okay, and so maybe you had a soul contract or a past life, maybe karmic relationship that you are in the process of ending because you have this heartbreak here, right? And that heartbreak has really brought you to this new space where you're making major changes and becoming this, becoming a better version of yourself, becoming this king of wands. And yeah, there's some serious innocence here and joy, and you're really fired up to make these changes. So who knows? I don't know if you're potentially bringing in a soulmate, um, or this is you walking away from that, and that karmic contract is coming to an end. You're clearing up old karma, and you're moving forward into a new future here. There's something here hanging over, okay? There's this sense of revisiting the past. And because you also had that, withdrawal and escapism earlier, there could be this desire to revisit the past and escape into that and not want to face that future, but you've got so many future planning cards here, okay? This looking forward, and you're making those moves. I mean, there's this major inspired action and taking a leap of faith here. So, don't wallow too long. Okay, I did tell you to stand in your emotions, right? It's time to really let yourself feel and quit resisting. Let it pass through you. Let those emotions pass through you, and move forward. Leave the past behind. Okay, leave that past behind. Don't let it impact you anymore. And have the strength to do that. Okay, have the strength to do that. So this is the card of Leo, all right? And this is yeah, this is a really, really powerful card too. Um, taming that lion, taming that our inner beast. um, taming that masculine energy. So this is divine feminine, and she's taming that masculine energy. And really getting in touch with herself here. She has the strength and courage to do that, and she's exercising major compassion. And she's got a lot of influence over that lion, right? So whatever you're dealing with, you just got to remember to have that strength here, okay? Have that strength and trust in your intuition in a big way, all right? Because you already have the answers, right? You got your Two of Wands here, which is all about standing in your power, right? And this is the same concept, standing in your power, which is also what Gaia says too. This is standing up for yourself and making things happen for yourself, and you are really doing that, right? Again, you're manifesting. And then you got the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, gosh, this can mean a lot of things. So the Four of Pentacles can be about conserving your money. Okay, this can be about saving, but there's a sense of like, it's not just conservation. There's a sense of kind of like, I don't want to say greediness, but there's a little selfishness with this card. Okay, a need to control in a way. In my other deck, it's a guy burying a hole. Sorry, not burying a hole. That was dumb. Let me start over. He's digging a hole. He's digging a hole, and he's burying his pentacles. He's burying his coins in this hole, and yeah, I mean, so he's really trying to be in control here, and this reading is all about letting go of control, not controlling our emotions, not suppressing. And with this card too, there's a sense of ego here as well. This is kind of letting the material world control us and letting ego control us. And there's a lot of needing to walk away from that energy. And when we get so caught up in the material world and we neglect the spiritual world, we neglect our inner world, and there's a lot of a lot of control here, and maybe maybe you feel like you have to do that. Maybe you feel like you have to exercise a little control over your abundance and your money situation, but you need to trust that things are coming in. Like I said, the universe is matching your energy right now. It can see that you're really working hard on yourself and you're working on becoming that King of Wands, and that passion, and it's gonna match you. Okay, you need to trust that. Quit resisting. Know that this opportunity is coming to you, and don't resist it, because if you exercise too much control, you're gonna miss this opportunity. Because what happens when we control? We put up walls, and when we put up walls, we don't just keep out the negative, we also keep out the positive. Okay, so don't get too wrapped up in this, that need to control. And there's, and also with with strength, right? Just controlling this beast here. And maybe that's what you're trying to do as well. Maybe you've been in a place of where you've always been really focused on your material world, and you've always been really in control of your money, and that's been a major focus for you, and you're just used to always having that upper hand all the time. And with that, the fiery, there's a lot of fire energy in this reading, a lot of passion to move forward towards this new future that you're building. But beware how much control you're exerting, okay? Because again, this card is about compassion as well. And standing in those emotions. Don't forget who you are, right? And all this fiery, passionate energy, don't forget that you're also the King of Cups, all right? You've got to factor in your emotions in this. You really need to get in touch with that part of yourself. And control is a form of resistance. So don't be resisting this opportunity that's coming in. And we do that without even realizing that we're doing it. Now, this King of Wands, what he's connecting with right now is this Ace of Cups. This is, gosh, this is new love. I mean, this is romantic. It's a little romantic. But this is also being in tune with your emotions, okay? And that's what this whole reading is about too. It's about letting your emotions in and feeling, and not letting that whatever deceit and heartbreak and pain that you're going through right now stop you from manifesting this beautiful future that's coming in. Don't get wrapped up in the negativity. Don't get wrapped up in that victim mentality. Because this is what the King of Wands is connecting with. All right. He's really in a place where he's bringing his dreams into a reality, and he's, again, this card is about manifesting as well. And that's a really beautiful thing about, you got the Ace of Cups and you got the Ace of Pentacles in the same reading. And this also represents compassion and creativity. And you got that a few times, exercising compassion, not letting ourselves feel bitter, and not letting that, those lesser energies control us so much so that we're not seeing this beautiful future that's coming in. So I don't know. This is major love, guys. Whether this is you embracing a new love, this is you learning to love yourself after all this pain. But yeah, this is really beautiful. And I mean, you got a double dose here of this really exciting creativity, and the King of Cups, same thing. He's very creative. There's a lot of romance and charm here and imagination. So you guys are moving towards a really beautiful space. Got the Three of Cups here, okay? What's this about? So this is joy and a ceremony and a celebration, friendship, again with the creativities, collaborations here. It can also be third party energy, okay? I'm not going to make any assumptions here. I don't want to do that. But I don't know if you're walking away from a situation that, a person, and you're feeling some deceit. I don't know. Maybe there was a third party here. Okay, maybe that was some of the deceit you're feeling, some of the betrayal. Maybe that was on your end. I don't know. But either way, whatever this third party energy is, it's bringing you to a really good place, a really beautiful place. All right. You've got new love, romance, love for yourself, really coming into that divine connection here. And that's a really joyous occasion. Okay. This is friendship, and maybe that's going to come in the form of friendship. There might be some camaraderie here, where whatever opportunity is coming in, it could come in the form of a friendship, okay? Or maybe if there's a romantic connection coming in, it's coming in the form of a friend. And maybe you're not right now viewing them that way, and I feel like you're gonna. Right? You got this here. There's a lot of passion here. There's a whole lot of passion coming out of this heartbreak that you've experienced and this pain. But there's a lot of beautiful stuff happening here, all right? You also got the Five of Pentacles, okay? The Five of Pentacles, this is financial loss, poverty. This is kind of like a lack, kind of having a mindset of lack. It can be also isolation and worry. And I also call this my ghosting card, being left out in the cold. Okay, so I don't know what's going on here, but if there was a third party situation that maybe made you feel left out in the cold, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. There's some loss, okay? And maybe you've been experiencing some loss. And I don't know with this, this pandemic and this quarantine and, people losing their jobs, there could be a little of that happening here too, okay? I mean, I don't want to discount that as being a possibility. So there's this feeling of not having enough and not being enough, and that you really need to trust that good things are coming in, all right? You just need to trust that that's happening, and maybe that, or like I said, that opportunity is coming in the form of a friendship. So really keep an eye out for that, okay? Really keep an eye out for that. But I don't want to say, and my worry is, if this is third party energy, and you're going through this heartbreak and this pain and this feeling of deceit, that this could be your worry, or maybe you're worried about someone in a third party energy. Maybe you're worried about someone that, a love that you share with somebody, maybe they're engaging in some third party type things that with a friend, and you're worried about that. I don't know, but there's something going on here, okay? You need to trust your intuition on this, because you were told to do that. You need to trust your instincts, trust your intuition, and make that judgment call. You know, it's time to heal. Remember, you're Scorpio, you're super magical. I mean, like I said, you're majorly manifesting these opportunities into your life here. But you gotta trust your power. Like, you guys are magical. Okay, you guys are really magical. Um, and you need to trust that. You guys are in the midst of a serious awakening, serious spiritual awakening, and whatever's going on, this is all meant to happen. Whatever pain you're going through, that's all meant to happen, okay? You also got the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands, this is a lot of things, okay? Um, gosh. I mean, this is like success. And then we're getting progress again, okay? And I've said that like so many times in this reading. Progress, forward movement, looking into the future. And that's also what this is about. I mean, you guys have a lot of wands, a lot of fiery energy in this reading. And this is having self-confidence too. And I feel like this lack of this poverty mindset that you've been in, like, it's time to stand in your power, guys. I mean, really, you need to fight for whatever it is that you want. You need to fight for your future here. You need to stand up and really claim what's yours, okay? And you know what's yours. You know what belongs to you. You know what is meant for you. And you need to trust your intuition here, because you're going to have major victory in that. Okay? You guys are going to have, you know, you got to move out of this feeling of being left out in the cold, this heartbreak, you know, this focusing on that negativity, and really move towards the success, because that is what's going on. Like, you are moving, I feel like you're moving away from that, right? You're moving away from that feeling of not being enough, and you're really gaining your confidence here. And then you got the Five of Wands. So this is like conflict and competition and tension and disagreements. So there's so much happening here, right? Like, I feel like this is a relationship, okay? This is a relationship, maybe with some third-party energy happening. Maybe you had a friend here that caused some conflict in your relationship. Maybe your partner had a friend that's causing some conflict in your relationship. There's definitely some major tension here, and I feel like that caused, you know, this feeling of maybe a little bit of betrayal and not feeling like you're enough. And you absolutely are, okay? Like, this feeling of not being enough, I mean, you're moving away from that, okay? That's what's happening in this Venus retrograde. You're facing yourself, okay? And you're really gonna start gaining confidence, and you're gonna have victory in this. And you need to trust that. Trust your intuition. Trust the signs that you're being given by the universe. Trust this awakening that's happening, this awakening to your higher self, and move away from this conflict. But again, this conflict was absolutely meant to be, okay? So any confusion you've had about it, like this conflict and tension and worry that you've been dealing with in regards to this relationship, this love, it was meant to get you to this place. This opportunity that you're bringing in, this all happened for a reason. So you got the Star. Okay, I love this card. The Star is all about hope and faith, and I mean, this is spirituality, all right? This is like wish fulfillment. This is, you know, reaching for the stars, right? Reaching for what you really want. And again, you're going to have victory in that. There's going to be success in that. you just have to have confidence. But this is also a card of Aquarius too. So I don't know if this relationship, maybe someone's got Aquarius in their chart. I don't know. um, you also got a lot of fire energy here as well. So keep that in mind. But this is, I mean, this is telling you to have hope, okay? This is your higher self coming in and saying that you're going through a lot right now, and that is absolutely meant to be. Okay, don't question it. Let it happen. Accept it. Let it flow through you, right? Like this water. Let it flow through you, and and keep looking forward, because again, you got so much progress and expansion. You're moving, like all this wand energy in this reading. This is all about major movement, moving forward, not looking back. And this is moving towards your higher things that are meant for you, your higher good. And know that everything that's happened to you up until this point is getting you to a better place, and trust that that is what's happening. Okay, that's really exciting. And this is in terms of relationship. Maybe you're going to be bringing in a relationship that's good for you. That's good for your spirit. That's going to bring you a lot of hope. After having gone through this major pain here, this heartbreak, this betrayal, this deceit, and all this conflict and worry you've been dealing with, and not feeling like you're good enough, this is that happened so that you could stand in your power. Because you got a lot of masculine energy here too, right? You got both the King of Wands and you got the King of Cups, and some seriously masculine energy. So if you have tended to stand in more of your feminine energies, this is you, like, really, really finding a balance between the two, and really relying on the more masculine side, and really taking a stand, right? Like Gaia says, she fights for what she fights for what she's built. She's protecting what belongs to her, and that's what's happening here. You're protecting yourself, and you're standing in your power. This was to get you to this point. Okay? And this was absolutely meant to be. You're having a serious spiritual awakening here, in a big, big, big way. You're going through some major healing after all of this pain. And you are exactly where you are meant to be, and good things are coming. Trust. Okay, and then what's affecting this connection? Okay, between this King of Wands reaching towards his goals, his dreams, right? This Ace of Cups, romance, this ultimate romance, this romance, whether that's love externally or whether that's internally. This is the connection between the two. This is truth. Okay, and you got what, almost all the aces now. You got the Ace of Pentacles. You've got the Ace of Cups. Now you got the Ace of Swords. Okay. And you got the Ace of Wands. You've got all of them. Wow, I just forgot. Yeah. That's really powerful, guys. Like, wow, you guys are going through a lot. This is major breakthroughs. Okay. This is also the no bullshit card. This is cutting things out of your life that aren't serving you anymore. And direct communication. This is major truth. This is you standing in your truth, standing in your power, like I've been saying through this whole reading, and standing in that masculine energy, and fighting for what you believe in, fighting for what's right for you, and having faith that you're exactly where you're meant to be. You've had some major breakthrough about the situation, a major breakthrough about a relationship, a connection that you have, and that's really brought you to this new space here. And what crossed this guy was the seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is long term, like looking for long-term sustainable results and perseverance and investment. I mean, this is, you've really put in the work here. Okay. You've put in the work, you've put in the time, and you're ready for the big payoff. Ready for the big payoff. And but there's a sense of waiting here, like, and maybe you've been waiting for this relationship to manifest, and then you had some major breakthrough about it. I don't know, but again, there's this forward movement, this long term looking for results. And there's a lot of that in this reading, where you're really looking towards your future here and making big plans. Okay, more about this connection. So you guys had a lot of cards fly out, and I feel like we need to talk about all of them. Okay. So part of what's going on here is you're dealing with some double energy. Okay. So this can be addiction, obsession, unhealthy attachment. So if you have an unhealthy attachment with this relationship, whether that relationship is with yourself, or in a relationship that hasn't been healthy for you, I don't know, but you're having some major breakthroughs about this and realizing that it's unhealthy, or maybe it's been unhealthy for a long time. Maybe you're in a relationship where you both have had unhealthy attachments with one another, and you're moving away from that. Okay, some kind of addiction, because you're shedding light on it right now. So you got the moon twice, guys. Trusting your intuition here. Yeah, gosh, you're shedding the light on these addictions, and so you got the moon here too, right? Shining down on this. You're getting some major clarity here on things that have been unhealthy for you. Things that aren't meant for you, and it's time to cut those things out and walk away, because you're moving forward, guys. This whole thing is about moving forward towards a new future. And it's time to cut out the things that are holding you back, whether that's a relationship or what, situations, friendships. You're starting to see some of these unhealthy habits or things in your life that have been keeping you down, and you're ready to transform that energy, and again walk away from those lower energies. You're not the scorpion anymore. You don't need to sting to protect yourself. It's time to become that eagle. And if you feel like you're already in that process, maybe you're moving towards becoming that phoenix, working towards your enlightenment. But before you can get there, you've really got to face this unhealthy attachment here. Okay, and this can also be sexuality too. Okay, and you've got a lot of fire energy in this reading with those wands. So there could be, and of course, Scorpio, very sexual, very sexual sign. And then with the moon, there's the sense of secrecy, and Scorpios are also very secret. So maybe you're holding on to something like that. I don't know, some kind of a secret. I don't know. There's a lot happening in this reading. And with that, I don't know if someone's got some secret love affair happening here, because there's some deceit and heartbreak. But you're keeping something from each other, and whether that's I don't know if you're keeping your feelings from one another. You're not telling someone the truth about how you feel. There's a sense of dishonesty in that. If you care about someone and you're not coming forward, you're having a relationship with someone else and you haven't come forward to admit that, to maybe a partnership that you're already in. I don't know, but you've got some major darkness to deal with. But I feel like you are, and you're going to have to, it's going to come up during this time. That's what Venus in retrograde is all about. When in terms of relationships, that's what comes up. You're going to have to deal with this stuff, the dark side of your relationships. And of course, Venus is also about money too. But for you guys, this is really fortuitous for you. You in terms of abundance, you've got a lot coming in here, and you need to trust your intuition on everything that's happening is to bring you to a better space, bring you to your abundance. But you're gonna have to be dealing with some seriously heavy stuff, and secrets. Those are gonna have to come out, guys. That's gonna have to come to the surface. It's time to be honest. It's time to be truthful. It's time to bring this sort of truth in and speak your truth. Okay, there's some kind of need to come forward and think about how you're going to do that. Now, also, You know, Venus retrograde says don't make any big decisions. Don't leave current relationships yet if you can help it, and don't get into new relationships if you can help it. And so number one, you need to do some soul searching here and deal with the darkness and really question that. And that's what, again, what Gemini, you know, is all about too, is about searching for truth. And that's what you've got here. So you're doing some serious deep dives on who you are and maybe your current relationships and where you are at in life right now. And you're going to be making major plans, because this whole thing is about making major plans for your future. You've got that so many times in this reading about that forward thinking and progress. So really think about where you are at right now and start making plans, okay? Start making plans. And maybe those plans are going to come to fruition in October. I don't know, okay? Either way, you're being called to really stand in your power. Ooh, Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is, it can be a lot of options. Having a lot of options. This can also be the be careful what you wish for card. Not everything is what it appears to be. There's some illusion here, especially with, you know, squaring Neptune and Pisces right now, Venus squaring Neptune and Pisces. There's even extra layer of illusion happening here. And the moon is all about illusion too. So you've got a double dose of that. So, I mean, you're going to be really, really having to, I mean, I feel like you're going to be super disillusioned here soon. And maybe that's with a person, maybe that's with yourself, but you're going to start seeing things for as they are. And they might not be as pretty as you thought they were, because that light is coming on. This disillusionment is going to come to an end here soon. And you might not see it right away. And if this is a new relationship coming in with that ace, or sorry, yeah, that Ace of Cups, a new relationship coming in, this is being really wary too, okay? Because this new relationship, if that's what it is coming in, I don't feel like this really new relationship is going to serve your higher good, okay? If there's third party energy, I don't know. There's a little bit of deceit here, I feel like. Someone might not be who they appear to be, and you may have some serious drive because there's, you know, a lot of passion here. You might have some serious drive to pursue that and wear those rose tinted glasses here. But you really need to wield this sort of truth and make sure that whatever's coming in is only going to serve your higher good, okay? Don't let anything in less than that. Don't make any decisions about new relationships coming in. It's time to hold off on things. And really focus on your future and focus on yourself right now. Okay, you've got a lot of work that you're working on right now, a lot of healing to do for whatever you've been through, and you don't have time to, you don't want to be distracted from that, because that's also trickery, right? And this is all about deceit too. And ego has a way of deceiving us, and it can come in the form of people. People can come in and deceive us, and we get off track, and we're on in a really good space, and we're really doing good things, and then a person comes in and completely throws us off, and sometimes we start living in ego again when we're with a person. And if we get into a relationship with a person that is living in their ego, then we're even more apt to do that. We can kind of pick up on each other's we can kind of mirror each other. And with water signs really do that. We really adapt to one another, and we kind of pick up traits of our partners and really mirror them. And so there's this need to be careful, and there can be some serious codependency too, and some, again, unhealthy attachment here. So be careful of the illusion of anyone coming in, any new person coming in. They might not be who you think they are, okay? Or you're going to be disillusioned with the current relationship that you're in, all right? And you're going to see that there's some unhealthy things that you two need to really deal with. Ooh, Page of Wands, yeah. Okay, this guy, more wands, right? He is moving away from things that don't serve him and moving towards his higher good. And that's what, again, I've been saying that nonstop through this reading, because you've been getting all these cards. You're ready for adventure. You're ready to take a leap of faith. And I don't know if you're hoping to take a leap of faith on this, something new coming in, but be really wary of that. Be really careful, because there's a sense of impulsiveness here, right? It's telling you to be careful. Don't be impulsive. Don't jump into anything, because again, if it's too good to be true, it could be. Okay, if there's an opportunity that's coming in, this opportunity that's coming in, yeah, there's something beautiful coming in here. So don't get off track. And if that's in the form of a person, be very, very wary. Okay, be very wary. Don't make any major commitments right now, because good things are coming when you're in a good space to receive them. But if you're not in a good receiving space right now, it's going to be really easy to get distracted. Okay, so be cautious, because this guy's ready for big things. He's got this, he's working on becoming this King of Wands. He's ready to rock. He's ready to move forward. He wants this future, and he wants it now. And you got this waiting, right? With this Seven of Pentacles, a sense of waiting, like you're ready for your payoff. Where is it? Right? You're ready for it. I've been waiting for this. I'm ready to reap the rewards, and to give it some time, okay? And Venus retrograde, it's all about not having all the answers and having to be okay with that. And just sitting it in a while, and wait until July comes through before you make any major decisions. Don't go hauling off in a direction without thinking it through. And Gaius is the same thing, right? Weigh your options, weigh the pros and cons before you make major decisions. Really be careful with being reckless and impulsive, especially in terms of love and romance, okay? And you got the Hangman, card of Pisces. This is feeling stuck. This is kind of stagnant energy. And so that might be what you're feeling right now, why you're ready for that adventure. You've been really feeling stuck for a while in maybe those negative emotions that you've got over here, that you're stuck in your heartbreak for too long and you're ready for something new. If you've gone through a painful breakup in the past, you're going through one right now, you might be ready just to say, I'm done with that. I don't want to deal with it. I'm ready to move forward into something new. And you've got to be really careful about that, because of stagnant energy. And with Gemini, in this retrograde, there's going to be an increased feeling of restlessness. And with all this fiery, action oriented, like I want to move forward and I want to do all these things, I feel like you guys are going to be really, really restless during this time. You're going to be really restless. You want things to happen and you want it now. And you've got to really view this. This is telling you to turn things on its head and get a new fresh perspective. Okay, you got to see this differently and take this time to work on yourself. Okay, take this time to work on yourself. Don't jump into new relationships right now. Don't distract yourself. Take it easy. Slow down. Slow your roll. Okay, you guys got Justice. All right. Balancing the scales, right? Justice. that's what she's about. It's a card of Libra. And with Gaia too, you've got that a few times here. Kind of the same message. And she's all about fairness, truth, cause and effect, right? And that's, wow, yeah. You really need to look at all sides of the situation, whatever you're dealing with. This is, again, if this is a relationship, if you're thinking about moving towards a third party, if you've been dealing with a third party situation, maybe you've been talking to somebody new and you're in a current relationship and you're thinking about moving away and jumping into something new because you're feeling really stagnant in your current one, slow it down. Okay, weigh the pros and cons. Really think this through. Don't be impulsive. Don't be reckless. Again, wait until July. July is your green light time. Okay, not right now. Work on yourself. So don't be hasty. Don't be hasty. Trust that good things are gonna come in to meet you. Okay? So be careful before you go charging into a situation, and wield the sword of truth here, okay? Justice has got that sword. That's what she's about. She's all about truth. And so is Gemini. Gemini's all about truth, coming to the heart of a situation. Utilize Gemini's communicative energies and talk things out. If you're in a current relationship, talk things out with your partner. If you are in a situation where you haven't been open with someone regarding your feelings, it's time to start communicating. Okay, it's time to start communicating, and if that person isn't on the same page with you, it's time to cut them out. Okay, it's because you're moving forward into new things. You don't have time to be held back. And sometimes with you got that unhealthy attachment, right? There's some codependency happening here, and that's the thing. Like I said, ego has a way of tricking us, right? Keeping us where we are. It doesn't want us to progress. It doesn't want us to get in touch with ourselves. And sometimes what it'll do is it'll, you know, people, heartbreak, pain, that's just a doorway. It's a doorway to a major awakening, to getting in touch with ourselves. And what ego does is it creates these unhealthy attachments, and we get attached to the door. Okay, that doorway just served to get us to our awakening, and then we get so attached to that door that we don't want to progress. We don't want to move forward. We don't want to get in alignment with our soul. We want this person. We want this attachment. We don't want to leave the door, and ego loves that. It doesn't want you to do that. It wants you to be attached to people. It wants you to have those unhealthy connections. It doesn't want you to move past the doorway. And this is saying, it's time to do that. It's time to face your truth and get away from the door. Cut those attachments and move forward. And I would really recommend looking into the Taoist concept of letting go. Okay, and there's some really great videos on YouTube about it. Do the research. But attachment without outcome is essentially what unconditional love is all about. And I feel like you guys are coming into a serious spiritual awakening, and you're going to learn how to first you're going to go through the period of learning to love yourself, and then that's going to manifest into beautiful unconditional love that's you're going to be able to send out to the world. No more unhealthy energies. Okay, no more lower energies. It's time to cleanse those, right? You guys got Eight of Swords again, guys. That victim energy. There's that card I was saying I said in my other deck. It's a guy tied up with that blindfold on. So you've been blind to these addictions. You've been blind to these unhealthy attachments. If this is a new relationship coming in, you might be blind to it. You're wearing those rose-tinted glasses right now of this Neptune. This Neptune really shining that pink tint down on things. With Venus ramping up that romantic energy that's really firing you up, has you all passionate with this King of Wands, and you might not want to face this. Okay, you just want to run in. You want a new start. You're tired of feeling restless, and it's time. You need to take off that blindfold. You can't be blind to these things anymore. Okay. Weigh the pros and cons before you make a decision. Don't rush into anything. Okay, don't be rushing into things. Okay. Know your truth. 100% know your truth. Okay. Awesome, guys. So next what we're going to do, we are going to look at your runes, okay? So first of all, you guys got Kanas. All right, this is the opening rune, and this is all about shining light on our shadow, illuminating the darkness, right? That's what your whole reading's been about. This is also passion, which is also all this fire energy that you got. This is passion, creativity, lighting the fires within, sparking that, that spark, that internal spark, doing things that light your soul on fire. This rune is actually associated with the Chariot in the tarot, and this is all about allowing the light to show you the way. Okay, so moving in the right direction with ease, because right, you got this Two of Wands, like the answer. Trust your intuition. That's what the moon's about. You also got the moon twice. Trust your intuition here. You know what's right for you because you're manifesting it. You're bringing things into your life here with that Ace of Wands and this Page of Pentacles. Okay? You know what's right for you. You just have to let the light show you the way, right? The star. Follow your light. clear light, guys. This is also ultimate feminine energy. So be open to all possibilities and potentials, right? And this says that an opportunity is headed your way if you are open to it. But you have to do the healing. You have to do the work. And there's a sense of like restlessness where you just want to rush forward and you want what you want. You've been waiting long enough. You want the payoff now. You're ready for it. You're ready for this opportunity to come in. You're ready for new things, new love, new whatever. And if you're in the state of like, I gotta have it, even the extreme desire, wanting, longing, yearning, that's a form of control and resistance. And like I said earlier, when you're in a place of resistance, you're not only keeping out negative things, you're keeping out positive things, okay? You wanting something is going to keep it from you. All right? You're going to repel it. So, and that's a lot of what all this is too, right? Know your truth here. Don't repel good things. Because you do have something coming in here. But if you're wanting it too hard, you're gonna keep it from you even further away. Okay, but shine light on your darkness. I really love that. Okay. And you guys got manas. All right, this is the self rune. Wow. Again, this says it's time to go inside and search for your truth. Wow, this is again what your reading has all been about. So this is just justifying what we've already talked about. This tells you to look within and see if your actions could be causing the negative situations you find yourself in, okay? Law of attraction. When we put out negative vibrations, when we're in a negative space and lower energies, it's like sending out a little signal to the universe, and the universe matches that, okay? And you're really powerful. You're really strong, Scorpio. Like, you got to be careful with the power that you have, because you can wield it for both good and bad, right? Because if you're in a really negative space and you're frustrated, and what's going to happen is the universe is going to match that, and it's going to bring in situations and people that frustrate you. Okay, so really be wary with the power that you wield, and really focus on the positive and what it is that you want, and focus on manifesting these beautiful opportunities, and bringing in good things for yourself. But being careful with that extreme desire, right? That extreme desire, like, I want this now, and I got this fire and this passion for it, and I just want to run in and grasp it, and I don't want to wait. Well, this is saying you got to work on yourself first. You can't just rush in. All right, so focus on manifesting right now, not rushing in, not letting go of desire and attachment, those negative attachments that you got. Time to cut those off and know your truth. And this is the rune of know thyself. So despite the struggle, despite the struggle, okay, this is a rune of challenge and nothing in excess, okay? This says don't exceed your bounds. Don't exceed your bounds in emotions, in diet and lifestyle. So beware of excess. So if you've been really, standing in your emotions down here and really focusing on the negatives, right? This heartbreak you've got, this deceit, this disappointment, this betrayal, this tension, this worry that you've gotten in this reading. If you're focusing on that, that's what you're going to be bringing into yourself, right? That's what you're going to be manifesting. You don't want to be manifesting more negativity. And this rune also is related to the magician in the tarot. And the magician is what? Manifesting. He's always manifesting. And he's got a true understanding of himself. And he what? Stands in his power. That is what this rune is about. Standing in your power. That's what this whole reading's been about. Standing in your power, having confidence. You will have victory, but you need to trust. You need to have faith. Okay? And you need to really work on yourself and shine that light on that darkness, because you're metamorphosizing right now and healing. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful. Know your truth. Okay, then you guys got Tiwas, okay? This is justice. Justice. You guys got justice in this reading. Gaia is all about justice. Um, and now you're getting it again. This is the warrior rune. This is willing to make the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice to help others. This is strength and protection and courage. And you've got strength in this deck here, in this pile. This is a positive outcome in battle, okay? This is about making a sacrifice for peace. So there could be a major sacrifice, and you may be having to sacrifice a relationship, unhealthy attachments, a situation to bring in your peace, okay? To really work on yourself. So this is, and whatever difficulties you're dealing with over here, right? Which you got a lot of difficulty in this over here in this relationship, current relationship coming in, relationship with yourself. And it said that in that conflict, there will be victory, okay? If you can shine the light on your darkness. And it says you're going to have that. This is just encouraging that even more, that you'll have a positive outcome, but you're going to really have to stand your ground. Have patience, guys. And then you got Berkano, which is growth and challenge again. This is this is related to Cancer. The moon. You got the moon twice, and then you're kind of getting it again here. This is also knowing thyself. So life always finds a way, guys. And this is telling you to give yourself room to grow. This is holding space for yourself. Allow the nurturing energy of Mother Earth to stabilize and ground you as you move forward. Oh, beautiful. Because you got Gaia, right? Mother Earth, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Love that. Yeah, this is about accepting changes and challenging you to grow despite difficulties. So this is also associated with the Empress, that powerful divine feminine, and she's super in control and stable, but she allows herself to go with the flow as things change around her because she's adaptable and flexible to things, okay? And this is really urging you to do that and having faith, okay? Having faith. Awesome. Really exciting. Yeah, I love all of this. Okay. All right, and then let's get to your oracle cards that I pulled. So let's look at, okay, so you guys got safe travel. Keep me safe and let me roam far away, but bring me home. So, I mean, with all this Wands energy and that sense of travel, like you guys might be going on some kind of trip. I don't know what's going on here, but I feel like either you're going to be making major moves. You're making seriously major moves. And whether that's internally, externally, whatever travel you're doing, whether that's spiritual, physical, whatever. There's this movement, okay? And you're gonna know that it's meant to be, that you're being guided to do this. Any changes, any movement that's happening here, any calls you have to move forward, or even in a travel, if you have an opportunity, a financial opportunity that is in the form of travel, know that that's meant to be, okay? There's safety in this, okay? This is coming in for a reason. You've manifested it. Trust it. Oh, and I was just saying, you guys are super magical. Yeah, magical powers. I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. And what I love about this is the Phoenix, guys. This is the Scorpio's third manifestation. This is your final stage, is the Phoenix. This is major metamorphosis. And you're going through this major awakening right now. And you need to trust your powers, guys. You need to trust your intuition. Like, you're being guided. And you need to trust how powerful you guys are. And then And then you guys got justice. Again, I can't even count how many times you've got that. You've gotten that in the runes, you've gotten that in the cards, you've gotten that from Gaia. So by the power of 3x3, Mott, deliver justice to me. So something's happening here, guys. I don't know what, but if you were deceived or someone wasn't what they appeared to be, there's going to be justice in that. Okay? And I feel like you're wielding it, right? You're wielding this sort of truth. You're knowing yourself. You're gaining confidence that you maybe didn't have before. And you're going to be making major decisions. You're making a major judgment call for your higher good here. You know that whatever you're going through, you're going to be majorly disillusioned here soon. And you're going to see the truth of the situation after this retrograde really comes to an end. And you might be feeling it already. Okay, you might be feeling it already. So it's time to really weigh the scales before you wield that sword. Okay, before you wield that sword, weigh the scales and make a plan. Make a big plan before you decide to bring down the sword, and be ready. Have something in place. Okay. All right. And you guys got excitement, which is always fun. So this says, and this is a card of Gemini, okay, and which is, the sign that we're in right now with love. So and you got, so much of the swan energy. This Knight of Swords, like, sorry, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, coupled with this knight, this king. I mean, you are really excited. I mean, you're really wanting to move towards something new, and you're feeling it, like this Venus energy, that romantic, illusory feeling that you might be having. You're wanting to move towards it. And this is saying that you're going to really benefit from communication, okay, and socializing. So if there's a situation, and this is telling you to communicate too, so if there's a situation in which you're not sharing, you haven't been communicating properly, it's time to do that, okay? If you're in a situation that hasn't been good, and you're thinking about leaving a current relationship, it's time to communicate about that, okay? And start making plans, all right? Weigh in the scales right before you bring down the sword of justice. This can also be about travel too, which is funny. You're getting that a lot too. So I don't know what you guys got going on, but maybe there's some serious movement happening. So this can be about taking a short trip. Maybe it's time for a little trip here. It can also denote changing your mind. So jumping from one decision to the next. And this is what these guys are about. They're really creative and they're excited and they're passionate and they just want to jump and take a chance and take a leap of faith. And sometimes jumping from one thing to the next can really irritate your partners too. I mean, that can be kind of annoying for them. It's like you're constantly like second guessing decisions that you've made and changing your mind on important stuff, important decisions. So there could be a lot of backward, back and forth, coming in thinking, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then being like, oh, I don't know. And so because you've got the self rune and knowing yourself and knowing who you are and shining some light on some of those things and really tempering this excitement. I mean, it's good to be excited, but be really careful about how you wield that. Because you do have decisions coming up. Okay, you have some major decisions that you're gonna have to make some choices on. And this back and forth energy, like, that's why I'm saying, guys, wait till July, wait till the retrograde's over before you make big decisions. Okay, because you might want to rush into something, and at the end of this retrograde, you're going to be regretting it. Okay. You also got acquisition. So this is a strong desire for financial independence. And you got a lot of that too. So abundance, and Venus is also about money. And this is love of life's pleasures. Okay. But that also leads to greed. This can be a desire to hold on to your possessions. So you got that Four of Pentacles earlier, which is kind of that greedy card. This is major ego. Okay. This is us getting really caught up in the material world. And yeah, this can be like a challenge for ownership too, and events relating to like pleasure, and resistance to change. Okay. So we got to really be wary that we're not resisting, it's time to drop ego here. It's time to move away from the material world and focus on our spirits. Okay. Because you also got, with the runes, uh, be aware of excess. And this is a card of excess. All right. And because you got all this passion here, it can be really easy to, especially in matters of love, to get really caught up in that. And that in itself is an illusion, right? So be careful with those unhealthy addictions, that devil energy. Oof, yeah. Detachment. Okay, so detachment. This is kind of being detached in a relationship, right? Being emotionally detached. This can be a lack or no communication. And this is saying it's time to communicate. Okay, it's time to open up in a big way. This can also be a sudden love affair with a friend. And you got that over here too. There was that maybe a little bit of third party energy happening with a new love coming in. So yeah, this could be an affair of some kind. It can also be like a unique relationship, kind of an odd relationship, an unusual relationship, like a free love or open relationship, or a couple living separate lives, okay? So some kind of detachment happening here. I know what that is. But this whole reading also has been about dropping unhealthy attachments, okay? So maybe it's time to detach from those things. And you got the 11 here, which is all about spiritual awakening, okay? Oh, yeah. Okay. You are good enough. Yes. So this says it's time to be honest with yourself. um, Stop underrating yourself. Quit taking yourself for granted. And you got that in this reading too. So that's really funny because there's that sort of feeling of not being good enough. And this is telling you that you are. Be confident in yourself. Pay attention to details and know that your hard work's paying off. So the Seven of Pentacles you got, where there's that sense of waiting, like you're ready for your payoff. You put in all this work, like you're ready for it. This is saying that it's gonna happen, but have a little patience, because worrying is just gonna bring in more things to worry about. And I feel like you guys have been really in that space of worry and hanging on to those lesser energies, and it's time to let that go. Stop second guessing yourself and think and start thinking of ways that you can raise your karma as well, and how you can do good things for people to raise your vibration by helping others, and that'll make yourself feel better as well, make you feel good about yourself. You guys also got the full moon in Aquarius. I think that's interesting. You got the star as well, so you got 2 cards of Aquarius here. Show the world the real you. Yes, take off that mask. Know yourself. Take off the blindfolds, guys. Know your truth. Show the world who you really are. This also says to detach from a situation. Oh man. Okay, yeah. Detachment, right? Right here. Detachment. Detach from a situation. That this sword, this breakthrough, this major epiphany that you're having about those negative, where's that devil? Right here. Those unhealthy attachments. You're coming to some serious conclusions about you, yourself, addictions that you may have, addictions that your partner may have. And it's time to detach from those situations. And this says to allow life to unfold. So even if change is really scary, be your true self. Be authentic. Be aware. Oh, yeah. Be aware of your feelings, right? And that's also a lot of what I was saying earlier is stand in your emotions. Be aware of your feelings, but be prepared to move on. And that's something I said as well. So we want you to feel, right? Stand in your emotions. Let yourself feel, but don't hold on to it, right? Don't suppress it. Don't try to control it. Just let yourself have that experience, let it flow, right? Like The water's here, like the water's here. Let it flow through you. So be aware, but be ready to move on as well. So being too much in your head, I mean, can really affect you. It's time to move out of the ego and move into your heart space. All right? Because situations are taking a turn here. And it really is, okay? You've got major opportunity coming in. Good things are coming for you. Ooh, yeah. Be bold. The cardinal moon. Make the first move. And I feel like you guys are oof, pretty bold right now. Super bold. Very bold. Um, it's time to be a little bossy. Take matters into your own hands. Stand in your power. You're gonna need that. You're gonna need to take on traits of being powerful, self-starting, determined, and organizing to reach an ideal resolution of a situation. And this is that same thing that you're gonna have to really take extremes in a way and really have this confidence. So whatever pain you've gone through, whatever heartbreak, whatever situations that you've been experiencing up until this point is to get you stronger, because you're going to have to make a major decision here coming up soon. And and you're going to have to you're going to have to fight a little bit. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to, again, stand in your power. So this also says if you've been worrying about something, it's time to be less passive, and it's time to step up and be a leader and speak up for what you want. Okay? But again, don't rush in. Don't rush in. So now's the time to really make some plans. How you're going to go about this, how you're going to make this move before you do it. So utilize this time of the retrograde to think about this and really work on yourself and gaining that confidence to make the changes that you need, the necessary changes you need to make, and be ready to make those once retrograde ends. And you know, maybe it won't be until October till you do that. I don't know. And then I pulled some romance cards just for fun, because it's Venus, right? True love. And this is the romance of a lifetime. You guys, you got that here too. You might be having someone come in and they're going to be meant for you. Like, you're manifesting this person. Whatever heartbreak you've gone through, like, you're bringing in someone good that's like meant for you guys. Like, you brought them to you, and the universe is answering your call. You're having faith, and you're bringing in that new love with that Ace of Cups, right? But you also got deception. I'm not surprised, because this there's been a lot of that in this reading. So someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So also be careful. Again, be careful of new people coming in, because they might not be who they say they are. So again, wait for the retrograde to end. But I feel like with true love, it's possible that you're not sharing your feelings with someone that you care about. You're not being maybe open and honest, and there might be love there that you're not expressing, and that in a way is a deception. Okay, we're being dishonest with ourselves by not opening up and speaking our truth. Okay. Also with this deception, someone wearing a false mask, that's ego, right? We've let ego be in control for too long. That Four of Pentacles here with this King of Wands. So this is time, again, this is saying to take off that mask, because you could be blocking out your true love from you by not being authentic and true to yourself, by keeping people out. Okay. And retreat. So it's time to disconnect from the world. All right. So, and that's, I mean, yeah, definitely. So I'm telling you to have patience. They're going to be really restless. I feel like you're going to be really restless and during this time. You're going to want changes now. You're going to want the payout now, and you're going to have to take a step back and again, start working on yourself and retreat a little bit, because you guys have good things coming in. I think you have a real relationship coming in that's going to be good for you. Maybe you're working on a current relationship and it's getting to a better place. But there's going to be you're going to need to retreat. Okay. And figure out how you're going to take this mask off so you're not blocking this ultimate love. Okay. Really think about this mask that you've been wearing. It's not serving you anymore. and it's actually just holding you back from your potential. And it's time to let go of ego, guys. You got a major breakthroughs, major awakening happening, and that's really beautiful. So you guys got a lot of work, a lot of stuff going on right now. And I'm not envious of you guys, but this is beautiful, okay? I mean, this is all meant to be, and you need to have faith. All right? This is happening. But temper yourself a little bit too. Don't rush into anything. Okay, thanks everyone. I hope this was helpful, and good luck with this retrograde. Bye, Scorpio.